In this part of the conversation, I'd like to move more into the strategy aspect of things. I think it's quite clear there is no one size that fits all. And in dating specifically, there are just so many variations of offers and landing pages per geo, per advertiser. So of course, this takes a lot of time and resources to set up, manage, and optimize. Marina, looking at you, in your experience on the advertiser side of things, can you talk a bit about how advertisers stay on top of the game with new creatives, content, names, for example? What kind of strategies do they deploy?
Yeah, from what I have seen, there is not one recipe for success, unfortunately. Every advertiser I got a chance to collaborate with had a pretty different approach and relationship with landing pages. Since the summarized version of it would sound better than my diplomatic generic answer, I would, let's say, point out 4 strategies. So we would have advertisers with 30 plus or 100 plus landers that look recognizable with every brand that they launch. We would have advertisers with only one golden lander per offer, and it would work every time and no one would ever complain. Then we would have advertisers that focus on custom solutions. And then we would have advertisers that try to juggle all of the above. To stay ahead of the game, advertisers try to launch new brands regularly to avoid saturation. They try to do their own research on what is trending, make sure that the lander features are up to date. They also, I see, they try to do provide different niches and different teams of landers with different functionalities. However, as I mentioned before briefly, what made the most difference usually was the affiliate feedback put into action. My general impression is that only after building like a stronger business relationship are the affiliates and the advertisers more open to create, share their feedback, ideas, and work with us together to create something special. Should you ever feel comfortable doing that, please let us know, because we really have quite some experience in making the best out of it. The only boring part, and I know, but I need to mention it, the criteria for it, of course, is, commitment. So we would really love to provide everything custom. However, there's a expectation that someone will test it and provide the decent volumes so that some conclusions can be drawn out of it. As I mentioned, I really see that this will keep happening more and more, and in my eyes, that is very promising.
Promising indeed. So if I also want to get your take on this subject, of course, you've tested many offers with different landing pages, with different advertisers. I'm sure all the salespeople come to you and say, hey, we have a new top performing offer, but what is it that you really see? So are you able to immediately see if the offer is going to convert or not, if it looks good or bad? And are you, for example, always testing multiple landing pages per offer?
Yes, I would say that I've worked with different advertisers over the last few years. So I did see a lot of different landing pages, and I've seen like this different strategies, like Marina mentioned, and yeah, like usually affiliate managers can try to suggest some like best performing lander and top offers. But this is based on how it works for other affiliates. And here, like, I'm going to repeat myself, like, as I was talking about spy tools, that it's good to have recommendation, but you also need to take them with a pinch of salt, because what works for others doesn't need to work for you. And it's more important that it will actually match your angle, your creatives that you used all around the flow, and that you have like consistent flow. So the user knows what to expect. So I would say it is always good to test what is working for other affiliates, but I would also test it against something else, some other landing pages, maybe the ones that are not so commonly used. And that gives me some competitive advantage because I'm running something different and like something fresh. So, and again here, like with banners, if something performs for other people, it's also more likely to be saturated. So I would normally rotate different links within each campaign, and here, like it's like a big importance also on the tracking solution you use, because this allows you to split many different landing pages and with combination in different pre-landers, optimize the weights. Like this way, you're like always are on the lookout of the next great lander, and you don't settle on one winner that is recommended to you by the affiliate manager. So yeah, the tracking solution is a key here, and like some of the solutions offer more and more advanced automation. So this is also something to look into. So that could adapt weights, like how much traffic will be sent to each combination of pre-lander and landing page based on metrics like CTR and conversion rate. So yeah, and I also, referring to what Marina said, I would say that because we always look for some improvements in all stages of our flow, we also like give feedback to the advertisers, and I would say that we had few times some tweaks applied. So we suggested some small changes, or some custom landers were made for us. So yeah, that actually proved to work and gave us some competitive advantage because that was exclusive for us.
And Ava, I heard you mention custom or tracking solutions that offer automation and optimization. Just for the listeners out there that maybe aren't familiar, do you have any examples of tools you use?
Well, there are many different options in the market. Can use volume or other similar trackers. I think there's like a lot of different solutions to choose from. Make your research and choose the ones that is working best for you, and also that is affordable for you, because like they also differ in price.
So ladies, in all parts of the chain, from the advertiser side and the affiliate side, we always hear top converting and everybody's trying to optimize. Of course, these things have different implications for the stakeholders. So some are doing more so to the front end and others to the back end, which of course have implications. However, to achieve some kind of quality, there has to be balance between the conversion rate and back end performance. So ladies, what are things that the advertisers and affiliates do to increase the conversion rate? How does this relate to quality and, of course, maintaining quality? Marina, maybe let's start with you.
Yeah, good point. In Advidi, we constantly strive to merge interests of both advertisers and media buyers. That is the main challenge most of our days. I know that direct linking, everything would probably be easy and would be great that it worked for the long term, but that usually leads to lower quality and therefore lower payouts, or sometimes even pauses. As someone that personally most of the time talks about quality, over time what I notice is that pre-landers are as important as ever, but also that the landers are starting to look longer and longer. This is of course coming from both sides, aiming to make sure that the users that are signing up are actually engaged and interested to join the website. And that usually means that they will come back to it and spend more money there, which leads to better quality, better payouts, and no pauses. What comes to mind is that maybe it is always good to compare your pre-lender and the lender. Maybe there are some duplicating questions now. And if some, remove them. In the end, you want the user to be engaged with the content, but you don't want to be repetitive. Would you agree, Emma?
Yes, I think that it's actually like I do notice this trend that that there are some landers that actually have some content that would sometimes be more naturally in the pre-lander. So yeah, it's tempting, and I have to say we experiment like split tests, direct linking and pre-lander. But yeah, it's like a bit tricky with the quality. So yeah, I would say that I agree that match your pre-lander with the landing page, like see what would be the best pre-lander for this particular landing page.
So Eva, what on your end, what are things that you guys do to increase the conversion rate? Of course, you've mentioned direct linking or using pre-landers. How does this relate to quality that you guys see, and how do you ensure that you maintain quality, or rather optimize?
Well, quality is a difficult topic for all media buyers, because I would say this is the most dreaded topic, because I would say there is like some negative relation between quality and volumes. So it's more difficult to keep high quality as you scale, and you have to be aware of the quality all the time, because you have to think like strategically and like in long-term way. So you want to keep the advertiser happy, and otherwise you will be paused, or your payouts will be decreased. So it doesn't make sense in the long run. And yeah, about the ways of how we increase conversion rate, I'm not gonna like give all my secrets away. But as I mentioned many times, we experiment with different things and trying to always be on the top of the game, and split test different stuff.